live. Welcome to Strikeout Beer, your least favorite podcast with your pals Alan and Rapid Dave. I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave. What's up?
How much? Steve's in the house. What's going on, Steve? How you doing, man?
Steve, how are you? I'm drinking out of a bottle today like a heathen. I'm not even going to pour it in the glass. I'm not even going to do it.
What?
I'm having Lagunitas IPNA, non-alcoholic IPA, contains less than 0.5% alcohol by volume. Full flavored, hop forward. There's some words on here, but not really dealing with it. I don't see any nutritional facts either. So, yeah, just like that. It's a malt beverage.
Okay. I'm drinking Beero.
Nice.
If you're part of our Patreon, you saw I posted a picture about this, drinking that this week, earlier this week. This is from Tom Holland, one Mr. Spider-Man. He actually gave up drinking a while back ago. He's one of those like Brits where they can drink at like a younger age than they can here. But like he was just like, you know what, I just need to stop drinking for a little while, and just stopped and was like, you know what, I think I'm good. Like,
yeah.
Went 6 months. It was like, yeah, let's go a year. And then now he's just like, yeah, no, I'm just kind of done with the whole drinking thing. But he drinks NA, he'll drink non-alcoholic. And this is his little, I got a mix. There we go. A mix 12-pack of this bad boy. There's 3 different ones. This one's the Edge Hill Hazy IPA.
Nice. Big shout out to Old School with the dono for the beer fun. That's what's funding this beer tonight. So we met up. You didn't bring the beer, so I've got my NAs because we are doing dry January, and during the streams. So, but we're just gonna hammer these beers and have some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna knock back some beers. We're gonna talk about stuff, including bubble bath. So stay tuned for bubble bath talk. That's gonna be coming in hot and heavy here in a little bit. But how was your weekend, man? Did you have a good weekend?
No, everything sucks. I just don't even like being here. I don't know why I'm here. Like I wake up every morning like.
You don't wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy?
No, I don't know what that means.
That's from that Kesha song.
Oh yeah, that means something totally different now.
That has not aged well.
I mean, nothing has aged well when they've talked about that. They didn't realize it was like, oh shit, they're gonna get everybody, and they just thought they're gonna be okay forever. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, no, I did not. I don't even know what I did this weekend, to be honest with you. Football was on. We watched football. We went to the bar, hung out. I don't know what else I did. I couldn't tell you. My memory sucks. I'm pretty sure I did a bunch of chores because that's my role. That's my lot in life, is just the chore guy. So, make sure this works, make sure this isn't effed up, prep for the winter storm coming in, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's pretty much all I do around here.
Yeah. I mean, that's
work.
Kind of my lot in life as well. Old School in the house, evening. Old School, we were just talking about it. I'm drinking some Beero, courtesy of you from your donation. So thank you again for that, brother. We appreciate it. There will be some. We're gonna give this beer its due and give it its own reviews. There's 3 different ones. Whether it's gonna be 3 different reviews or we'll do one review with all 3, I don't know. But look forward to that. So
yeah. You get to burn through the whole pack and just make them all one. And we'll do it next time or something.
Just gonna put it all together as like one drink.
I mean, we should do that for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no one else is doing that, so why aren't we?
Yeah, and I mean,
just look at my glass. I'm like, I got a couple rando beers in here, boy. I can make some stuff happen.
Because we were talking. I don't know if it was this weekend that we were talking about it or the weekend before, but I was talking about doing some training with my kid and doing what when we were kids we called suicides, where you're on the basketball court, you run to one line back, the other line back, and you go back and forth, right? And then not just that, but like when you went to like a restaurant, you went somewhere where you got to serve your own drinks, you would put a little bit of every drink in there, and you called it a suicide, which they don't call those things that anymore. Just our generation, I guess, we were just fixated on the word suicide because we called everything a suicide.
I guess.
Yeah, but man, you all right over there?
There's these bit. I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it here. Yeah, I'm fine.
But yeah, so we did go out. watch a little football out at the bar, and we had a problem getting service,
Yeah, I
which
complained about it a little bit, I think on Sunday. Was I
which
on
is
Sunday or Monday?
even when we had like our first server, like she didn't come around as much, right? Like
Just giving us our space. I thought she came around plenty. We
I don't
never
know.
sat there and like waited for a drink or anything like that. But they had a I talked about it too. They had a shift change and they're like, they like, hey, we're doing a shift change. Like, yeah, just tab us out. It's fine. We'll hang out, whatever. Paid. And then the other waitress came to the table next to us where we know that she took over that table. She took over our table, but she never came to see us. Never, not once. Not
Yeah,
once. They were over there in the corner just sitting there. I guess when they all got there, all the 4 o'clock people or 3 o'clock people, whatever the hell they are,
I
they
think
just
they
sat
were
there and
comparing
talked.
chest tattoos because they all had chest tattoos right here, right above their breastises.
So, but yeah, no, they hung out next to the register and didn't want to come over and give us any drinks. So we're like, all right, let's get out of here. So
Yeah.
funny enough, that's one thing we were talking about with tipping. I did save. So someone posted a tipping guide for Las Vegas, right?
Oh,
Which
okay.
is just bonkers. That's a whole nother thing. I didn't want to include it here, but I mean, I guess I could have. I don't know, but anyway.
It's too
Um,
late
and
now.
then the report comes out that Post Malone drops a $20,000 tip at some bartender in San Antonio. Was it no
Boston,
Houston, right? Austin,
Houston, Houston, Boston,
Boston, Boston.
Boston. I think Boston.
It had to be in Houston. He was
Shabuzi.
down in Houston for the halftime show with what's his name's wife.
He was out with Shabuzi.
Oh, he was out partying with him.
Yeah, I just the story I heard today, Shabuzi was there as well.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I saw like he dropped 20 grand. He's like, oh, it's gonna change my life. I'm like sitting there, thought to myself, it's like 20 grand really change your life?
She's a single mom that works 2 jobs and homeschools her daughter. I mean, 20 grand could change someone's life. She's like, this will help me get back and forth to work a little bit quicker. It's going to help me start up a business. I'm going to be able to save some money. There are some people out there that are pretty frugal with money that can do
As soon
stuff,
as you
right?
said just start up a business, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. That's where all that money's gonna go. It's gonna dissipate. It's gonna disappear.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, so he showed up at her bar and she like told all of her regulars, like, hey, look, just leave him alone, right? He just wants to come out and have some drinks. Let's not be all up in his grill, all that
Busted
stuff.
ass.
Just and everyone was kind of cool. And then like throughout the night, of course, he didn't pay for one drink. People were just buying him drinks, right?
Yeah.
And so at the end of the night, he goes, to go tab out. She's like, you don't have a tab. Everyone bought your drinks. He's like, well, charge me a penny. I want to tip you.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. So she charged him a penny, and left a 20K. Like she saw it later. Apparently, she didn't look at it at the time, right? She looked at it later when she was reconciling all the tips. She's like, oh crap, he left me 20K.
Oh Jesus.
Which, I mean, you're not getting 20K because he gave it to you on a credit card, so you got taxes coming out of that. So,
Do you have to split it with the bar back and the other bartenders? You share pulling shares or what? Pulling tips? Are you pulling tips?
right, like the way the story made it sound, it was all hers.
Yeah.
So,
If it was a small enough bar, you probably only have one bartender, right? So you've seen these bars before where there's just one of them back there.
oh yeah,
And if it's not,
I
it's
used
not
to
big,
prove
it doesn't matter.
those bars. They were the best.
Yeah. Dive bars are fun. Small bars are a lot of fun. But yeah, no, I thought it was cool. And he's a cool dude, right? Anybody ever talks about him, they always say how he's a nice guy.
Right.
Um, and it's just how he is. So yeah, good on him for that. It's like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. But hey, what can you do? I mean, I'm kind of surprised the story just now is coming out, right? Because this happened on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why it would have took this long. You figured it would have popped out immediately, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, Christmas miracle, isn't it? Isn't that what they called it?
Christmas.
It's a,
Thank you, baby Jesus.
thank you for money. That's going to solve all my problems. It's just
Sit.
like a stack of money, a ton of money. Just give me a
Huge wad of unmarked, unsequential bills, right? That's all.
yeah.
As a kid, that's all you ever wanted, right? Was a briefcase full of unmarked, unsequential bills, right?
I
That's.
used to like when my bills were sequential. I was like, oh man, check it out. I got 101 and 102 and 103. It's like they're all nice and crisp.
Did you ever play poker with your dollar bills?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'm just like no, not like actual poker, but like with the numbers on the the serial number on there.
No, I don't know what that is.
Well, you use the first 5 digits of your serial number, or you could take any 5 and combine it for a poker hand.
Oh, I don't know what that
Yeah.
is.
You don't know
Never
what
heard of
poker
that.
is? Never heard of
Well, I know
poker?
I just told you I played poker with my money. But you're talking about looking at digits on there, the serial number,
Yeah,
and I was like, "No, I never did that."
yeah. We would do it like you take your top 5, and whoever had the best hand would win everyone else's dollar.
Oh, damn. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dylan, thanks for that like on Facebook. Actually, Dylan Busby will be joining us here in, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or so. We're going to do a little NFL and CFB picks. Get him on here. He was just on with us at SB Fantasy Football. We talked a little bit about best ball. Mostly it was about, crazy drafts and whatnot. So, but yeah, he'll be joining us here in about 15 or 20 minutes.
Speaking of football, I want to make sure you're aware of this story
All right.
because one of your Bengals won a triple crown.
Of course.
Alex Kappa. Are you familiar with Alex Kappa?
Dude, he didn't win. He won. Is he the center? He's the center or the long snapper?
He's on your offensive. He's one of your offensive linemen. He won the triple crown for the worst offensive guard this season. He was first in sacks allowed, first in pressures allowed, and first in hurries allowed. So, congratulations, Alex Kappa.
They won so many. So Chase won a triple crown. Burrow won a triple crown. But yeah, this guy his picture. If you go and look for his roster picture, it looks like a mugshot. And what he did was criminal all season. And this is, it's also the reason why I'm like, hey, why can't we just get a better offensive line? We got to protect Burrow. But no, he's running for his life every
No, you gotta spend that on offensive players, your position, your power players, right?
Well, now we got to pay Higgins, that's for sure. So
he's already said he'll take a discount to stay.
Yeah. That's the kind of player you want on your team, man. He's a team player. But yeah, no, we got to get some offensive line. But yeah, he won the triple crown for just being an awful lineman.
Worst offensive guard of the year. So congratulations, Alex Kappa.
Jesus.
If you would like to come on and discuss your historic season, the forum is open to you. We will welcome you with open arms on the show.
Just hit us up, I guess. I mean, yeah. I'll behave. No shots, no nothing. I'll just be like,
you would fangirl out. You're like, we got a Bengals offensive lineman on the show.
I bet we can get an offensive line, a Bengals offensive lineman.
No
one else is calling them.
Okay, I'll start shooting out some messages.
None of those late night messages you send to like the Hootie guy or whatever.
The Hootie?
Yeah, no more of those.
What's wrong with that?
That's ridiculous.
Just letting them know I celebrate his entire catalog and I'm a huge fan. Would love to have him on the show.
God, are you ready for the winter storm coming?
I mean, yeah, as ready as we're gonna get. The kids, they already canceled school the next 2 days for the kid.
I was gonna see because I was like, hey, I don't think the kids have to go to school. But yeah, I was like, they have to, right? Because of the snow. We're just not prepared for that stuff. And it's been cold the last 3 days too. Like, it's really cold,
right? Yeah. But what kills me is all these kids have laptops. Just do it remote.
Just do what you've been doing. Just pretend it's 2020.
Right. What we did for 2 years during the freaking pandemic where you kept the kids home from school. Let's just say we're going to start at 8. We're going to start at 9:00, give the teachers a little bit of prep time, right? And just all the lessons they do are on their computers anyways. Mm-hmm. So now you're just doing it all on the computer. Like help the parents out here.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Yep, closed the 9th and the 10th. I was like, it had to have been. I knew it was going to happen. So, but they are saying it's going to be a couple inches, which is a little bit high for us. We don't get that. The problem when we get snow, when the event we do get snow, it generally turns to ice in the next couple of days. But luckily, this weekend is 46 on Saturday, 46 on Sunday. It doesn't get below freezing again after Friday. We'll be just fine. But it's just those 2 days are going to kind of, yeah. I mean, dude, they were just off for the break.
Right.
Like, God, just
my kid went back to school for 2 days because they had a teacher in service day on Monday.
Monday.
Wait a minute. He hadn't even been back yet. Like, we could have thrown that in service day on like that Friday before or something. Like,
it's like, listen, nutsacks, I'm paying these taxes and I want these kids out of my house.
Like, this is
keep them in school all year round for all I care. Like, I'm just no.
And my kid's a little bit older and she's fine. I don't have to keep up with her, right? Me and the missus, we both work from home. She's not going to bother us. She's going to wake up. She's going to play on her iPad in her room, play a little Nintendo Switch. You know, Uh, she wants nothing to do with us, right? She's not going to be bothering us or anything like that. Maybe watch a little Bluey on the TV. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
Not gonna go outside and play in the snow?
I mean, if it once we get it, but at
Oh,
first it's supposed to be all ice at first. The
that
ice storms
sucks.
are gonna hit first. So
See, I think ours is different than yours. It's slightly different or whatever. Because I was looking at Dallas, and Dallas didn't have a whole lot either. And then, but yeah, ours says snow, like snow showers in the morning, and it's pretty much light snow, moving into heavy snow. But yeah, no, that's what ours says.
I'm hearing sleet and then snow Thursday afternoon,
Yeah.
starting Thursday afternoon. So we're gonna get a nice bed of ice down, and then we're gonna throw the snow on top of it to cover the ice so you can't see it. So we can be like, gotcha.
Yeah. Right. Gotcha, bitch.
So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if it even hits, right?
Yeah.
We've been part of these where it's like, oh, it's gonna snowmageddon's gonna happen, and then nothing happens.
They've been right twice or three times out of like 15 years. But boy, when those hit, it was crazy. It shut down the whole damn city.
Oh man.
Nothing cold like crazy cold like 4 years ago. That's one thing that we can take a little bit of comfort in. It's just for a couple days. It's just to go screw around, and I'm looking forward to going out there and just dicking around, building a snowman, pelting any car that goes by. And I'm hoping that there is some ice. I'm gonna pack some ice in that. I mean, I'm just gonna start drilling cars.
Dude, someone hit my car Monday with something.
You
Like,
always get hit with something. You said you left my neighborhood that one night and someone egged you with a hard boiled egg.
hard
Like,
boiled egg.
who toasts a goddamn hard boiled egg? Takes the time to
Freaking
cook the damn thing and then chunks it at your car. Nobody.
You don't have to cook it. You buy them like that.
You can buy hard boiled eggs.
Yeah, you can.
How much do those cost? Because
I
regular
don't.
eggs are expensive
I
as
don't
shit.
know. Dude, orange juice has skyrocketed. I
I don't
bought a
drink
gallon
orange
of
juice.
orange juice yesterday when I went to the store. And didn't see how much it was until like I'm up front the register. The guy scans it, and I see the price, and I'm just like, at that point, it's kind of too late. It was $6, $6.48 for a gallon of orange juice.
Orange juice is terrible for you. Why do you drink orange juice?
It's good vitamin C.
You can get that from a vitamin and not like a bunch of sugar.
Well,
You
we
like
had
you gotta have them diabetes, huh?
we had
Michael's in the house.
Brenner.
What's up?
We did Brenner. The
What the hell's Brenner?
we have breakfast for dinner. Brenner.
You don't have to have a word for everything. You could just say we had dinner, but we ate breakfast food. If you even want to say
Right.
breakfast, it doesn't matter at that point. Who cares? You had dinner. No one gives a shit what you're eating. Do you make a different word like if it's like steak night, like Stenner
Steak,
or something like
steak
that?
night. Steak night.
You gotta have it, whatever.
It has a dance too. Steak night has a dance. Michael Lopez is in the house. What's going on, Michael? Said I'd pay that for Simply Orange.
Simply Orange is
Is
that's
that
the
a cleaner?
last one I remember getting.
Oh
And
no.
I'm a no pulp guy. I'm a no
Yeah,
pulp guy
yeah.
for
No
sure.
pulp. No pulp.
I remember back in the day when you get like pulp, and like I didn't mind it actually. I was like, oh, this is just fine. That's how you kind of thought you're like, I'm drinking real freaking orange juice, right? There's pulp in this bitch.
Pulp.
But you know, God, I just can't do it. I
I,
don't drink. Yeah, I can't even remember the last time we had orange juice in the house. It probably went bad.
I don't get it often.
Yeah,
But
I have a house full of people too. There's 7 people that don't drink that shit.
that's
But
because you're not buying it.
we used to just drink it all the time.
Yeah. I don't get it often. It's every once in a while when we do like a family breakfast, right? Like Christmas Eve morning
There
or
you go.
Christmas morning, right?
Yeah.
Where we have a breakfast together. Because normally we don't have breakfast together. We almost never have breakfast together. On occasion, on like a Sunday, I'll make breakfast for everybody because everyone's kind of home. We got nothing going on, but yeah. But when we do a little Brenner action. Made some eggs, some toast, some sausage, a little OJ.
You do biscuits and gravy.
We have.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
We
make
didn't
sure that
last night.
if
We
it's
didn't.
like a big, like we're making a big meal, it's always biscuits and gravy and maybe some pancakes or something. But yeah,
Oh, you go double starches on that, huh?
one of the two. Yeah, I mean, I don't eat pancakes, so like I can't remember the last time I had one. They're
Really?
good from time
I
to
like
time. Yeah, I don't ever just don't eat that shit.
did we not have pancakes in Vegas?
I don't. I don't eat that.
What?
Did you have breakfast? You
At
didn't have breakfast.
at Denny's. Yeah, we did, didn't we?
I don't eat them. I have the slam or whatever it is, but it doesn't come with that. It comes with hash browns, I think. I eat hash browns.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
ever do that. No Brenner. You're damn right about that. It sounds stupid. Speaking of anything
Oh,
else
he
other
left.
than
He
this,
left. He came in and he left.
yeah. Did you see the TGL premiered last night?
I knew it premiered. I did not watch it. I don't
Yeah.
know what happened. I don't know. Of
I mean,
course, we got championship wins, Michael.
I really, I kind of enjoyed it. I think it's cool. They're going to have this on January 14th, the next one. Then I think it's going to be a weekly thing. Yeah. Jan 14, January 21st, January 27th. There's teams. It's a whole damn league. I mean, it's Rory and Tiger put this together with an executive or whatever. And you got big names and shit out there just crushing it. It's simulated golf. And then they have a putting green. I was wondering about that. I was like, did we got any putting? How the hell are they going to do it? Because putting on a simulation sucks. Like, we have to set it to, like, you just putt it. You get on the green, you putt it once. That's it. You miss, you got a 2-putt because it's impossible. But they have actual green in, like, the area.
Yeah.
And they can go over there and screw with and whatnot. So I thought it was cool. Check out some highlights. You can check that out at tglgolf.com. But, yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty neat. It does make me – I don't mind playing simulated golf. I don't have a problem with it, especially when it's cold or hot. There's a place in Grapevine called Crush It that has it. Now, it's not really – that's a place that you can also play, like, simulated badminton or, rugby, basketball.
It's like right down the road from where we normally meet at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we need to do that next time. Go meet at Crush It and play around or something.
It's not terrible. You can bring your own clubs in there. They do have clubs there as well. But they also have hockey sticks. You can play a little hockey, I guess, little shootouts and whatnot.
All right.
So it's like renting a bay at Top Golf, but it's just a screen. You know what I mean? It's simulated. Right. Okay. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah.
Did you drag down any fantasy football championships?
Nope. First year I didn't win one.
None?
None. I only played 4 leagues. I finished second, third. That's it.
I had one. And then I missed the playoffs by like just a hair in a lot of leagues, but I dominated the consolation brackets. Just dominated them. I refer to myself as the king of the losers this year.
There you go.
You know what? Hey, I had a bracket and I dominated it. That's what I know. So
yeah,
I'll take what I can get. I was counting earlier. I was in 9 leagues, 6 redraft and 3 dynasties. So some of those were things for the podcast though, right? Where I was trying out different draft strategies, and I don't want to just try out the draft strategy, but I want to run it through for the league, right? One of those leagues where I my 0 RB league, I ended up taking 3rd place in that league with the 0 RB strategy going. My hero RB strategy, I won the consolation bracket. Legatron, my defense and kicker league, where that's one of my first 2 picks. I drafted a kicker, then I drafted a defense. I took consolation bracket in that one. So, we'll see what I do next year. If I'm going to be in as many. I know I've got the 3 dynasty leagues that I'm in. And then, of course, we got the Strikeout Beer League. We got the Gangster League. So, I mean, there's at least 5 that I'll be in, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
The numbers game.
It's, yeah. Ask him if he was ready, and then he got up and walked away.
I know, right?
And he's back. Give us a thumbs up if you're ready, Dylan. We're going to bring in Mr. Dylan Busby, one of the hosts of Mostly Football, and occasionally, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's a sweet treat. Dressed casually with Dylan Busby. But let's just give him a warm welcome, Mr. Dylan Busby.
Hey, man.
This is normally where you get applause or something.
Yeah, I'm assuming there was like applause and cheering and everyone was loving me on the other end of that.
I don't do it anymore. I don't put it on. I don't do that, the applause anymore, just because everything just gets bogged down. Like all of a sudden.
Well, hello, Dead Air. Hello, everyone. It's me, Dylan Busby. of the aforementioned podcast. Check them out.
So we're going to get into some football talk here, but before we do that, I think we've got a topic that two topics. Both you gentlemen are married.
I'm down for a ton of topics. Did you guys already talk meta and fact checkers?
It's on there. Alan,
Okay.
I think he wanted to get to you before we did a
Okay.
couple of these
I'm
because
ready.
there is a couple of these things that I think is right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah. But first and foremost, the first Monday of the year is like it's like Black Monday for football, right? The highest number of divorces are done the first Monday of the new year. Did you guys both survive that? Can you report whether or not you survived that and you are still married? Or we can't talk about that. We're leaving that in for the courts.
Yeah, me and my wife divorced. This is a picture of my mother and I right here, and
Oh,
she's the most important woman in my life right now.
no.
No, yeah, I didn't. I understand why it's one of those. That's the day, because one, you go through the holidays, and you realize this creature you're married to, this person is just the biggest pain in the ass. Is that your
Shout
mom
out
for
to
real?
me.
Oh, there you go.
See, I was chubby too, guys. Don't worry, you can be skinny someday.
Yeah, I was skinny my entire life, so I started drinking beer. $1.55, baby. Well, yeah, it's like you go through the holidays and then you have your New Year's resolutions. And so everybody's like, you know what? I just need a fresh start. I just need something. And so, yeah, holy crap.
And it does something different to women because they've been watching their shows, they've been watching their reality shows and their different shows that make them feel like they want to be doing a certain thing at a certain time. So it's always like, oh, new year, new me. I better, clean house. And sometimes that means kicking your man out.
Yep. I think most guys would be okay with it, because it's like you got one of those wives, you got one of those women in your life, and you pretty much already know. You're kind of like, all right, don't really want. This isn't the one. Maybe you're hanging around because you got a kid with her or something, and you're like, you know what? And then all of a sudden, you break up. You're like, all right, that was just, thank God it's over.
Well, between AI and all the different machinery you can get these days, this is like the best time ever to be a bachelor.
If I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, if something goes south, I'm going to be a passport bro. I'm like, he goes, I'm leaving the country. He goes, I don't want any part of this BS, this dating scene here, or anything to do with the women here. I'm going to Asia. He's going to Thailand.
Yeah, he wants to go to Thailand with all the lady boys. Yeah.
Hey, you know what you're getting there. There's no hiding it. There's no gotcha. It's, hey, I'm a lady boy, right? Shane's in the house, Mr. Horny Gnome. Happy Hump Day, brothers. What's going on?
They've got
You
regular.
got to get there while the conversion rate for the American dollar is still good.
It's still strong right now, but
It's
once they get too many Americans over there and it starts kind of flooding the market and whatnot, it's gonna be tough.
Once they join BRICS, it's over.
Are we discussing Antonio Pierce getting canned from the Raiders? I mean, we can.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good firing. I mean, do you think he needed to be there any longer?
I mean, it was his first season.
I don't care.
Well, this rash of firing coaches after one season.
Yeah,
firing coaches coaches that take over a bad team, and they're like, "Oh, we're still bad. You didn't fix the problem. Let's get somebody else in here."
Well, most of unfortunately, the guys that are getting fired, it's because the team wants to go with the availability of, say, Vrabel, right? They're going after a coach that they want, and they just kind of
available last year, though, right?
Yeah. Well, they know they want them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? This ain't working out. We're gonna go another direction.
Well, does he?
Yeah, I think sometimes optics play into that decision too. Last year it seemed like the players were going with him, and seemed like there was a certain narrative they wanted to go along with. So Antonio Pierce was the right guy at the right time, and now Tom is. I think they want to push Tom to the forefront and have him be like a part of selling the team to people. And you need a sexy coaching name to go with that too, because they're going to get a quarterback. So you got a sexy ownership, you got sexy quarterback on the way. So you're going to need a sexy coach to go with it.
I mean, Antonio Pierce he was an attractive man. He wasn't ugly, you know.
He's someone to get the job done too.
So if you see Antonio Pierce in a room with Mike Vrabel and Pete Carroll, you're going for Antonio Pierce?
I ain't going for Pete Carroll. I mean, I could tell you that. I mean, Vrabel is he's another man that's put together well, right? But I mean, Vrabel's probably going to end up over in New England, so I don't think he's an option for the Raiders.
Yeah, most likely that's where he's going to land.
I guess it just comes down to, does he feel like his relationship with Tom can withstand, a professional relationship like that versus, the opportunity with the Krafts? Does he feel comfortable with the Kraft family? I guess it's going to be Vrabel's decision because they both want him. I feel like he's the top candidate for both of them. So
yeah,
I feel like I would be more comfortable with the Krafts because that's a more steady franchise. That's a franchise that's had more of a steady handle on it than the Raiders. I mean, Davis is still the owner there. Yeah, you got Brady there now, but Davis still owns the team. So,
where did we say that Dion was going to go? Where his kid was going to go, and where he was going to go coach? Was the Cowboys? We were talking about trying to get him to go to the Cowboys.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I would absolutely love that.
That'd be great.
The media show, just crazy.
That would be
no matter what Hard Knocks was scheduled for next year, they would cancel it and move it to Dallas.
Oh, it's scrapped. It's scrapped for sure. Like, there's no way. And I mean, if he falls to, I think they're picking 8th. Are they picking 8th or 12th? I don't know. But if he fell, like, would they go after him or would they trade up? Because they know they need. I mean, for me, I'm in total rebuild mode. I'm like, let's get rid of everybody.
You're just gonna burn it all down.
Burn it all down. Save all that money.
Shane says he was doing something. It's his second. He took over as an interim last year, so I don't think it was his second year. He took over as an interim the year before. Yeah. I don't count the interim year. Heard that Brady wants Belichick and Rodgers there. I can see Belichick. I don't know why you would want to bring Rodgers in. I think Rodgers just needs to go disappear into the woods and
into the darkness.
Yeah. He says as long as they don't try and get prime time, he ain't ready for NFL coaching. I think prime time would be fine in the NFL.
Why not?
I don't think.
Why is he not ready? Isn't it easier to? Is it easier to coach? It used to be easier, I guess, to coach college kids, right? Because they, you weren't paying them all $5 million or whatever, But now you got professionals, and I mean, they're going to listen to Dion, right? I mean, Dion's a legend.
Now, if it was Mike Vrabel, would he say he is not ready for NFL coaching? And because it's prime, he said he ain't ready? Are we playing to a crowd here? What are we doing, Shane?
It's always something.
I think that's just the way Shane talks.
Jesus.
Nebraska's a weird, you could be in a very, I don't know what the cross section is in Nebraska. I'm assuming mostly whites, but you never know.
Every time we bring this guy on.
This guy. Rodgers has had a great season with stats on paper. No, he hasn't. He had a good few last games, but I mean, like his first 7 games, he was throwing for 150 yards a game.
I mean, you've got to be referring to throwing his 500 touchdown. That's about it.
I'm moving on to my next bureau. This one's the Noon Wheat, the wheat beer. Looking forward to this one.
What perfect. So glad you reminded me, guys. Oh,
okay.
First of all, props to you for pounding NA beers every time you come on this for January. It's tough to do. I much respect for that. And second, how have you not I don't know anything about making content or bringing on viewers or anything, but the fact that you guys have not made a clip of the last time you were together and Alan spilling his beer all over the desk is just criminal.
I mean, we've got a lot of those clips out there, brother. Of both of us doing it. So
that new one needs to be up there.
Beer all the time. Alan spill beer all the time. It takes me like an hour and a half or 3 hours of drinking to knock one over. But like I'll spill one on this desk. If I don't ever have you got to keep a napkin or a towel with you. You won't spill anything. You always keep that with you, and it's in your head. You know what I mean? It's like who's it? Neil Tyson deGrasse or whatever. What's his name? The scientist guy.
Neil Mike Tyson.
Not him. Anyways, he said that he doesn't have a cover for his phone. You know what I mean? He doesn't put a protector on it, none of that stuff. He goes, because if you don't, and he goes, I'd never drop it because I know it's not on there. So I handle it. Yeah, I can do all it. He started flipping it around or whatever like that. He goes, like, it's something, I don't know what but yeah, you always have a towel around. You ain't spilling nothing.
True. You always have a condom around.
You're never getting laid.
You don't feel anything.
Oh man! All right, next topic, boys. Today we're gonna keep it in the same wheelhouse. Today's National Bubble Bath Day.
Hey, Lizzie.
Hey.
What's up, Lizzie?
Yeah.
How do you guys? When's the last time you had a bubble bath?
That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, when was the last time you had one? I probably got into a bubble bath a handful of years ago. I think I was in Vegas or something like that. One of those big old tubs. That was probably the last time.
That would be the last time. I was in Vegas and had a big ass bathtub, and I was like, I gotta take a bubble bath.
Yeah. I didn't do it by myself. What'd you say? What'd you ask, Dylan?
You guys are talking like you liked it.
Oh, I don't mind it. Yeah.
It's
Here's the question: Are you a bath bomb guy, or do you just like pump like half of the body wash into it?
I don't want to sit there in my own ball juice. You guys are disgusting.
Well, don't put your head under the water. I remember my dad said something about that. He's like, he mentioned something about a bath, and because we all took showers ever since we were tall enough to get in the damn shower and whatever. I was like, you don't take baths? He goes, no. Why would I want to wash my face with something my ass is sitting in? I was like,
disgusting. I just look down and see my little thing just floating around in the water. It's like, no thanks.
It's a bubble bath. You can't see it.
Yeah, I need more bubbles, I guess.
Right.
Because it's depressing.
Besides the hot tub, it's been when I was 13-ish. Jesus, 13 years? Oh, buddy.
It's like one of those angler fish.
I mean, but how is a bubble bath different than, minus the bubbles, but how's that different than getting a pool?
Yeah.
I mean,
on that?
Are you kidding me? I can spread my wings in the pool. I can do different things.
Have you seen the size of these tubs?
I'm not doing a pencil dive in my bathtub.
Right, but I'm going to tell you this. Like, have you ever gone to like a water park or maybe like a public pool?
Oh, that's gross.
I truly embarrassed myself at a water park fairly recently. Yeah, I went down a little slide with my daughter, and it went down into like a little kiddie pool. I was not expecting the drop, so like I didn't have my legs out to catch myself, so I fell right on my tailbone, and I was instantly like, I tried to get to my knees, and I scraped my knee on like the cement that they use. So I was like drowning my daughter while trying to like get, it was terrible. It was a bad scene. It was bad. It was all around bad.
Oh my God.
But
you go back to your wife all frustrated, like, why didn't you make me do that? I'm stupid.
Give her one across the face.
So you blame your wife for everything you just did wrong.
Damn it! Why'd you let me do that?
But I mean, a bathtub's a lot cleaner than that water you're getting into with your daughter there at the water park. That's like 90% urine.
I'm not.
So
I don't do that. I don't do that. No, thank you. I don't even want to go swim in someone else's pool.
Let me ask you this, Alan, because we're having this problem, and I think you have the youngest between the two of you, right?
Yeah, my kids are old.
Yeah.
Adults.
He's got all adults.
I don't want to embarrass your daughter, but does she still hop into bed with you occasionally, or is she sleeping by herself?
She sleeps by herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
My daughter's 3, and it's just like.
Well, yeah, at 3 she did. She's 11 now, so
yeah. Yeah, they sneak up in the bed all the way. Jesus, I don't know. They'd be 6 years old, maybe even longer than that. So they'll come in and just kind of plop down and hang out.
On occasion, like it'll be like a Saturday or something. 90% urine is a crazy stat.
What's up, Lee? How you doing?
If you're over there on the kids side of the pool, right? You're over in the kiddie pool, the kid play area. That's straight urine, man.
Gross.
Like,
that is so gross.
Those kids don't care. You'll see the kid standing there. Like you'll just see a kid standing over in a section, and he's got his hands on his hips, and he's just grinning. You know what he's doing?
Oh yeah,
He's sitting there peeing. And he doesn't care.
You gotta be able to beanbag these kids or something like that. Like the guard sitting there, and he just decides, like, yeah, he's doing that. Let me just pop him one in the back of the, just dome him.
well, particularly at a water park, you go into the bathroom and it just reeks like weed because all the staff uses it.
Yeah. No one's going to the bathroom in there.
It's so gross. I can't go. Like I got to put like my slippers on or whatever. Like my Adidas sandals, my slides. I can't walk around like with wet feet and stuff. I'm just gonna. It's gross. Everything's gross. I don't know.
Yeah, try to put your kid down on the diaper changing station, it just falls off the wall.
No, we don't. I've never done that. I don't even know if I've ever had to like change my kid in public like that. I don't remember. Maybe at the mall like once. It's not happening. It falls off the wall.
Shane said, I heard my buddy's new girlfriend lets her 13-year-old son sleep in bed with her occasionally. I was like, is she trying to catch a charge?
Oh, God.
13 seems a little, you should have started earlier.
It just, I mean, sometimes,
I remember a few years ago at the Super Bowl when the Bucks were in it. I think Tom Brady's kid was like 6 years old or something with a binky and like kissing his mom. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. The whole thing was weird.
It's kind of old for one of those. Oh boy.
Yeah. You got to cut that binky off. It's cute, but you got to cut it off soon because you don't want to be that parent that's like, really, still doing that?
Their feet are dragging in a stroller. It's like, yeah, no, he's like 8. He probably doesn't need to be in a stroller. I'm just saying. It's fine. Just get his.
I feel like I'm stealing all TJ's thunder here with this just be a dad stuff.
I'm telling you, I don't know why we didn't think about bringing his ass on. Oh God.
I think that was for legal reasons because the last time. You gotta be careful with that guy.
That's very true. That's very true.
Well, I'm sure you want to keep this going. You want to talk about Facebook while we're here?
Oh, so you tell me what's going on with Facebook.
Dylan, go ahead.
Yeah, everyone's crying. All these libtards are crying because freaking, they're all these blue sky fucking thread loving mothers are going over to crying about Mark Zuckerberg making a video about him just wanting to be more moderate in the things that Facebook is like putting restrictions on. They want to use less restrictions. He's saying, I want more free speech. I want less political bias. And, get rid of these fact checkers who he says show a lot of political bias. And I mean, the teardrops from the far left, whatever you want to call them, is crazy. I mean, community, I don't know if anyone, have you guys, you guys are on X a little bit, right?
I am, yeah.
A little bit. Dabble.
I find community notes to be very, it's fine. It's satisfactory. It's a community thing. Everyone puts in the effort. They find sources. It's like, maybe this is true, but here's what this particular article says about it. And majority finds this not to be true. But just to be like, oh, Media Matters says this is untrue. So here's what you should believe. It's like, it's fucking crazy. There's a lot of nuance to so many stories that you can't just have a fact checker say this is untrue. I mean, there's so much nuance to so many stories that it's like this idea that, oh my God, like my uncle is not going to know the truth anymore. So we're going to have to argue at Thanksgiving. It's like, oh, so someone's going to have their own opinion. It's just fucking, here's where we are in society, right? We're talking about binkies at 8 years old and people who can't deal with no fact checkers. Like, be your own fact checker. That's what your brain is for. Like, look at different sites, decide what you think makes sense, and there you go. Like, you don't need someone else telling you what the truth is.
Yeah. So, Alan, essentially, Facebook got rid of their fact checkers, which was a lot of political bias and things like they'd shut down sites and pages and restrict growth and restrict, spread of what do they call it? Your reach, right? They would reduce your reach to like 10%. And they're going with community notes. That's what they're like, they realize he didn't take any responsibility for it. He kind of blamed them, the fact checkers. He was like, no, they were just completely politically biased, them or whatever. And then, so like the video itself got fact checked and they go, no, we totally aren't. It's like,
seems legit to me.
So
Lee said Twitter/X is way better now. The censorship before Elon was crazy.
And that's 100% true. Everybody bitches about it. And it's like, it's not about, it's the fact that you want to censor or shut up people you don't agree with, right? You like, they shouldn't be allowed to say it. And he goes, free speech doesn't work like that. It needs to actually protect the people. You know what I mean? It's the shit you don't want to hear. You know what I mean? But X is fine. It's like Twitter/X, we'll just call it X. X is as toxic as you make it. Right. I think there's people that were like, this is the most toxic. I'm leaving. I'm going over to, what was that pedophile site that popped up there, Dylan? Was it Blue Sky?
Oh, hey, what? I don't know.
It's when all these people, it's all these people you mentioned. They were like, we're leaving X. I'm starting over here on blah, blah, blah. Well, they've already like shut that damn thing almost all the way down because it was a bunch of pedophiles that left. And it's out of it. It's out of there. Anyway, so they're like, it's so toxic over there on X. And this, I'm like, dude, it's actually, I don't know, if you get drawn in and start talking crazy, crazy shit pops up in your feed and you probably get replied at quite a bit. If you're just on there, like for us, like, we're going for sports and whatnot, like fantasy football, I might see a crazy video every so often of a car mowing down a group of morons trying to block the road. But, I click on it and then I get to see more of those. But mainly it's NFL talk.
We said CatholicChurch.org. Is that the site you're referring to? No,
that's a joke.
I don't know. Props to him because
to me. We should get some fact checkers on that.
I give him props. I know he's been like, he was getting a lot of pressure under the last administration, and there are a lot of people that worked for the last administration that also worked for Facebook. And I didn't like him to begin with because I watched the movie The Social Network, where it showed how they basically stole the idea from two guys from Stanford to begin with. I mean, they had like a network for people who only were on the campus, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, that's a great idea, and I'll just take your idea and make it my own and sell it nationwide. So it's not like he's some sort of genius in himself. So for him to have this like realization of what people are actually looking for online, I think a lot of it was during the pandemic too, like people trying to spread information about what they heard, what actually is working for them and whatnot, and different things. And when people were just straight up, I got several warnings about like, you're going to be in Facebook jail for this long, no one's going to see your post for X amount of days because you shared this video of a doctor talking, so I think it's things like that bringing them more to the middle.
Of course, it all came out that it was all just bullshit anyways. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, okay. And they just wanted to push out that, and they were, all the fact checkers were from one side, and you're just like, all right. And we had a couple friends that were like that.
William Russell's in the house. What's going on, Angry?
I know I made fun of that. I know I made fun of the people crying and whatnot, but I think ultimately it's a good sign because I think ultimately it shows most of us are in this like middle space where we just want to take a lot of information in, decide what we think is the truth. And I don't think we're as dumb as like the other maybe media outlets or whatever likes to portray us as, and that we're all so divided. I don't think it's that way.
They want to try to do that. I think that's how they keep a little bit of their power. They want to keep people divided. They do, but a lot of us just kind of fall in the middle. We're just like, all right, well, I don't really, all you see is the extremes.
You're like,
back anyway. That's what William Russell said.
That was funny. There was something that popped up and it was like, bullying's back, baby. And it was like somebody walking around dressed like a fucking cat or something. I don't know what it was. And they're just giggling. This car rolls by and they're giggling and recording him. He's like, what? Whatever. It's like, dude, you freaking goofball. What are you doing? And it's not like they're outside of a con, a furry con or something like that. It was like walking in a Target or something.
It was Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Tuesday at 9 a.m. This dude's walking in dressed as a freaking cat or whatever. I'm like,
I mean, speaking of freaky stuff going on, did you guys already talk about Fox Sports and all the stuff going on over there?
No, we haven't talked about it, but it's awesome.
The clip
of me an internship immediately.
Who was the was it Colin Cowherd? The clip of him talking to her.
And he's talking the two titties. I mean cities.
Someone made a comment about it because they were like, all of a sudden she showed up today, or she's been on the last couple of days. She's had like a full shirt on, like a turtleneck and shit. And like, oh, finally shut the shop down, did you? Like, But yeah, that lady, I was like telling Lizzie about it. I was like, you remember that chick I told you about that's like on TV and the damn things are just fall out of her shirt? Yeah, she put some glasses on. She wants to look classy, but
Hey,
and I go, her assistant hairdresser rolled over and just took the whole damn place down, man.
I mean, imagine being the type of guy who would offer $1.5 million for just an encounter. Is crazy.
Yeah, dude, just go, like I said, go somewhere and you could just buy a whole damn city of women and then probably be a little bit more enthusiastic about it. And now your ass is getting rung up for essentially soliciting prostitution. It's like,
hey, let's bring it back to earlier in the show. You know how far $1.5 million will get you in Thailand?
you damn right. You're the mayor of that place.
It's going to get you pretty
yeah.
far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let them get in bricks.
Tell someone they're crap and they'll try harder to be less crap. There we go. Lee says the strength is the middle. The extreme left and right are the ones that get clicks through.
Yeah, we all like to watch a car crash.
Yeah. And I mean, that's, you see it, you're just like, Jesus Christ. You're looking at it like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine being anywhere near that. But it's both.
Like,
both extremes are just insane.
There's so few people watching like Fox and Friends or The View and being like, that's a great point. Most people are just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
This is hilarious that people would actually think this way.
Like you listen to some of the clips and we listen to some of the same shows and podcasts and they play it from The View and you're just like, what the fuck? Like people still listen to this shit. Like people probably believe it. They're clapping and stuff after something that
I thought it was honorable that she didn't come out and address her voters that night. I thought it was honorable that she didn't talk to anyone after they all voted for her.
Oh, funny. Yeah, it's a tough one, pal. That's a tough one.
Hurts to miss that one.
I do like that, after, so back to the Fox Sports thing, it's like, with Colin, all his pictures, they're all coming out, but he's got his closed fist or open hand. He's like the Keanu Reeves, right? He's got hands up high. He's not taking no risk. And they're like, his pages come out and he's sitting there smoking a cigar. It's like not one damn thing other than professional and whatever. He's just getting compliments. So I'm like, good for him, buddy. Me, well, I've, been to some of them parties, those company parties. My hands go a little low. I'm just I get a couple drinks.
I can attest to that. His hands do get low. Shay, my buddy used to work on oil rigs, would come back every 3 months, order a high-end escort for 3 days in Vegas, then go back out. Seemed like a perfect deal.
There you go. Whatever works.
Oh, yeah. That's just like a good pirate streaming service. You find the one that works, you stick with it.
Until they get popped and you find a new one.
And don't worry, the link will be out there. You'll find it.
Yeah. You just gotta know where to look.
All right. You want to do picks real quick and then we'll cut him loose and we'll get back to a couple other topics.
I do want to pick, so we've got an Eagles fan here and I want to pick his brain on this. I kind of teased it a little bit during SB Fantasy Football. Mm-hmm. But it's no secret your Eagles have had some problems with a couple of their stars this last year. Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Not getting along, having some problems getting along. When you have to come out and announce that, no, we're good, there's no problems between us. Nothing says there's problems between us more than you having to come out and hold a whole press conference for it, right? So I'm of the opinion that one of those two guys is going to be gone this offseason. And I think it's easier to deal away AJ Brown than it would be to deal away Jalen Hurts. I think if you deal away Hurts, you got to have almost a kind of similar situation to what the Lions and Rams had a couple years ago with the Stafford and the Jared Goff deal, right? Where you're getting a seasoned veteran who's on a team that, this team's maybe one away, and you got a quarterback who's a little bit younger that's maybe not kind of getting falling out of favor with the franchise. So you'd have to have kind of one of those situations. Whereas AJ Brown, I mean, the traded receiver, we've seen it happen a ton here lately. Right. They can get traded away easily. You've got your ear a little bit closer to the Philly situation. Anything feeling any of that?
Not at all. I mean, I know there was, you're right about the storyline, and Brandon Graham was the one who kind of put it out there initially that there was a rift between them, but I think ultimately it's nothing. I think AJ is just kind of had that history of being very vocal. And, like we were talking about George Pickens earlier, it's not to that level, but he certainly got, you know, he got traded away from Tennessee for a reason. Like he was a huge part of why they were successful. And they felt like it was easier to just deal him away, bring in a guy like Traylon Burks, who has done nothing, but they just felt like that was the right time to let AJ go. But I think that this is different because there's there's a path to success here, and I think as long as you're winning, especially, things are going to be good. And I think they're going to win this first game. Whether Jalen plays or not. Honestly, I'd be confident if Kenny Pickett was out there. I think that the kind of momentum that's going for Philly right now, and being in Philly, I think is a huge advantage. But I'm glad Hurts practiced today. I'm glad the point spread went up from 3.5 to 4.5. So that's kind of a huge indication that Hurts is going to play. And they're both under contract. It's not like that to pay either one of them. So I do think it's a lot of noise. I think ultimately especially because, I mean, the game after there was all that talk, I think AJ had like something like, close to 150 yards and a touchdown. So it was important to the team. Clearly, it was important to the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni, to squash that storyline immediately. And I think they did with that big performance. And I think it's just a lot of people wanting to write stories.
So let's say you have an early first round exit. Now you're not winning, right? You're getting there. You finished the way you did last year, right? Where you were arguably one of the worst teams in the league at the second half of the year last year. Even though you still made it into the playoffs and all that fun stuff, but you were just bad. Yeah. And then you don't make it to the Super Bowl this year. You're not winning because you say winning fixes everything, but you got to win for there to be winning.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl, what, 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
And in 23, first round exit, or is it second round exit?
Yeah, first I think to the Bucs. Yeah,
Bucs.
To the Bucs.
Yeah, and then you got luckily, you got the pack on this one. But yeah, I think
if they lose to the Packers, it will be because Josh Jacobs has a monster game. So I think they'll look at the defense first, and then if the offense sputters, they'll just blame it on Hurts being off these past 2 weeks and being rusty. And I don't think it'll be anything that'll cause a quarterback controversy.
I think you're right with that, right? It's going to have to be Jacobs that just tears off. It's not going to be Love, out like you said, Alan. He's just had a terrible year. He's been off and he's been injured. He's been, all these things. And I think was his elbow. His elbow's hurt. So I think it's going to be I think it's a tall task for them to get out. I mean, I probably would have took the points, for Philly to cover the points a couple days ago. And it starts kind of getting a little bit higher. It's like, well, we'll see what happens. But
yeah, at this point, I might take Green Bay with those points.
I mean, it's not the most points. It's not even the second highest points.
No.
But yeah, it's the third. It's the third highest. So they're expecting that to be a moderately close game. You get 3 points for being at home, or you give up 3 points for being at home. You're a favorite by 3 if it's a even game like that, and then obviously start reeling it in. But I mean, I don't think they should have a problem with the Packers. But I'm here for it. I'm here for the chaos. I'll be watching, obviously. So, what do you want to start with? Or did you have any more? You still talking about NFL, or do you want to do the picks?
We could jump into whatever you want to jump into. Do you have any more thoughts on that, Dylan, before we move away?
No, I wish we had more of like if it was the Bucs, there'd be that cold weather advantage. So you don't have that weather advantage, and Jordan Love little banged up and Hurts is banged up. So it's gonna be a very interesting game. They had the week 2 Brazil game. It's like, man, it's in Brazil, so who the hell had the advantage crowd wise? And so yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. I'm very much looking forward to it.
All right. Well, let's get into some football games. We're gonna start off. We're just gonna work our way down the slate.
Yeah, TB baby.
These games. You talked about picking them straight up or picking them with the spread. I said maybe we could do both. What are you guys thinking? How are you feeling about that? What do you guys want to do?
I mean, you have 4 close games and 2 blowouts. You know what I mean? So it could be fun to pick some points.
Okay.
Give us some points and then give us your overall winner. You know what I mean? In the dialogue and your narrative, just throw out, I think they're going to win.
Okay. We're going to start off with the first game Saturday at 3:30 Central Standard Time. The Chargers are going to Houston to play the Texans. The Texans are getting 3 points at home. I'll start off. Busby, we'll keep you in the middle. We'll do a little Busby sandwich action going on here as we'll kind of go back and forth. I like the Chargers to win this game. I don't think the Texans have been that. I mean, they've won 10 games, right? They don't feel like a team that's won 10 games to me. Like watching them play, seeing their games, they were a lot better last year, I think, than they are this year. Give me the Chargers, and then I'm going to take the Chargers to cover as well. I'm doing the double dip on that one. I think Harbaugh's really gotten that team playing some pretty darn good football. The offense has come around a lot more. J.K. Dobbins is back. He's healthy. I just think there's too much there. Dylan, what do you got?
No, I totally agree. Particularly since that Tank Dell injury, it just seems like, if there was a balloon that the Texans had that took all the air right out of it, and all of a sudden Joe Mixon can't get anything going on the ground, CJ Stroud's taking all these sacks, and you've got Bosa, you've got Khalil Mack, Tui Pelotu, their younger guy even is getting, I think he had like 8 sacks this year. So I like the Chargers a lot, and also Week 18, Quentin Johnston, what the hell? 12 catches, 13 catches, 100 some odd yards and a touchdown. Like, that's good for his confidence going into the playoffs. So, yeah, I'll take Harbaugh. I'll take this young, hungry team that's ready to go.
All right. You taking both straight up and with the points?
Absolutely. Yeah. Chargers are going to win it.
All right. Rapid Dave.
I mean, the Texans with the points are minus 125. They're more of the favorite with the 3 points, but I just. Are they going to score 2 freaking points? Are they going to be they got problems. They got problems all around. I think I am going to take the Chargers to cover 3. If I am feeling froggy and I'm putting money out there, I'd probably buy the 0.5 point. I'll also take the money line, the minus 160 for the Chargers as well. The over under set at 42.5. Give me the under. There's no way they're getting anywhere.
Now, when you say minus 160 for the money line, what is that saying?
Money line is who's going to win. Okay. So right now it's minus 160. So those are kind of the odds, right? You'd have to bet $160 to win $100 on that bet.
Okay.
That's what it is. But yeah, so I'm definitely taking the Chargers. Not too much of a fan on the points. I would manipulate the points, but we don't do that here. And then obviously I'm going to take the under. Yeah, 17-14 maybe final score, maybe. And that's really? That's if Houston can frickin' score.
I don't know that the Houston defense is that good. Like
good for what? You think the Chargers are like some juggernaut?
No, but I got them scoring 3 touchdowns.
They did sign Zeke, so keep that in mind.
Zeke is on the practice squad. We'll see if he gets elevated for the game. Wouldn't that be some S if he gets elevated for the game and then just balls out 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, something like that? Like, I can just see Jerry just crying on his yacht as he's watching the game. Why did we let Zeke go? Why?
Yeah, I think no matter what, even if they score the 3 touchdowns, they're the one that's going to make up the bulk. It could be 21-7, but they're going to be the team that makes up the bulk of the under 42 points. You know what I mean? They'll probably end up blowing them out. No problem at all.
I think this could easily be the most unwatchable game of the weekend.
That's going to be terrible. I'm going to crack a beer and watch it, hang out. But it's if it gets ugly first, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to look down at my phone. Maybe I'll go outside and just hang out. I don't know. Hang out in the garage. Just bang a hammer down on a desk or something, I'm out here working, just.
I'm doing important stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry about plumbing out here.
All right, so that takes us to our next game. Saturday night, we got the Steelers traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens. The Steelers are getting 9.5 in this game. Rapid Dave?
It's way too much. I think don't they always keep these games close? If I'm not mistaken, aren't these two teams as bad as the Steelers are? Don't they keep games close? Hold on. The last time they played was November 17th.
Huh? Is this did they the first time they played this year? Was it all field goals?
The very first time, yes, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Hold on, let me go get it real quick because it's around here.
Like a 15-12 or something like that.
They did have a 16-18 game where the Steelers won
And
18
that
to
was all
16.
field goals. That was
Yeah.
all field goals.
And then the second time they played, the Ravens put up 34 points. I think you're going to have this is a remake from December 21st. Ravens will cover. Don't worry about it. They're going to win. Money line over unders at 43.5. I'm going to stay away from that because I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, they'll cover. They'll win by 10. Might have a slow start, but they'll get it.
I agree. Despite the Zay Flowers injury, something about being in Baltimore, and this is a Ravens team that this is what I thought was most impressive. Not only second in sacks, but first in running back yards per carry. So they're really turning it up on pass rush and defensive or rush defense. So you can't run on them, and right now, if you pass on them, you better get the ball out quick. So I think the Steelers have lost like 4. I think they're on like a 4-game losing streak, and carrying that type of just shit momentum into the playoffs is not good. And I think it's just you're going to see Pickens frustrated a lot. Again, he might even exit by halftime, and and then it's going to be all Ravens. And I do think they're going to cover that 9.5.
Okay. I think the Steelers cover 9.5 is a lot. Like I have a hard time wrapping my brain around 9.5 in the playoffs with these two teams, with as much history as there is between the two of them. It's not like the Steelers are a poorly coached team either, right? I still think I'll say say this. I think Mike Tomlin's highly underrated as a coach. I think a lot of people here lately have just been essing all over him. But for him to always have that team playing good, regardless of who they got back there.
He's a huge Tomlin lover. Yeah,
I'm not feeling that at all. I feel like Mike Tomlin has like a lifetime golden ticket. Like he's everyone loves him.
Yeah, I don't know why.
In Pittsburgh, I think.
Well, who hates him and who likes him then?
Look, I know you can't stand him. You think he's awful.
What does he do? He doesn't do shit.
RD doesn't like it. Okay.
I don't like him. Yeah, hell no.
But in your defense, you don't like anybody.
No,
so,
but he's on the list of people. Hell, I don't even know how the hell does this guy still have a job? You know what I mean? It's like, and they keep extending this. You know, I
Pittsburgh's had 3 coaches their entire franchise history.
Yeah, they're not. They'll never move off him. He'll move off of them.
That's
before they move off of.
But I think the Steelers cover the 9.5. I think that's a lot. And Baltimore is a team that, yes, it's a new team, but they tend to disappear in the playoffs. The Lamar Jackson Ravens, that is. I still think the Ravens will cover it. The Ravens will win, but the Steelers they're not gonna cover that spread. The Steelers they'll be within 9.5. So
who do you think? Who do you think Pickens has a big game? You think it's a Freiermuth game? Who do you think balls out for Steelers?
They got to get Najee going. Najee and Jaylen Warren. They got to get that run game going. They don't have that run game going, they're going to be in a world of trouble because that pass game is going to revolve around them being able to run the ball. Pickens definitely needs to have a good game for them to win, right? Pat Freiermuth is definitely a guy that they need him to perform as well.
He does when he gets the ball.
I'm probably looking at like Freiermuth 80 yards and a touchdown. If I was to throw some numbers out there, Russ is going to go to the guys. We've seen Russ play off Russ. He goes to the guys that he trusts, and Freiermuth is definitely one of those guys that he trusts. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him because that Baltimore defense is pretty good. So look for him to dump offs to Freiermuth. But yeah, I don't know.
The over-under on Freiermuth is 40.
Yeah. They might be, but that's why I say that the Steelers got to get that. They got to get the run going for them.
I know yards per carry they are. I just don't know about the other stats.
Yeah. So I still think Baltimore wins, but it's going to be within 8.5 or 9.5. I'm sorry, 9.5 is just a lot of points. It just is.
Yeah.
And these are 2 playoff teams. We're not talking about a first place team and a team that's losing their division in the regular season, right? We're talking about the playoffs I don't know. I feel like playoffs will be closer. Yeah, we'll see. Next up, we got Broncos traveling to Buffalo to play the Bills. The Broncos are getting 8.5 points. If there's a game where I could see an upset happening, it's this game. It really is.
I'm here for it.
Denver's defense is good.
The best in the league.
Bo Nix is playing. Bo Nix is. I think you're looking at he's top 3 for offensive rookie of the year, right? I mean, Brock Bowers is probably going to get it, but if they told me Bo Nix won it, I wouldn't be surprised. If they told me Jane Daniels won it, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be floored if they gave it to Caleb. But I think that Denver team's actually they're pretty good. They're playing good going into the playoffs. Yeah, they had the cakewalk last week in Kansas City where there was no starters, but they didn't take that game lightly either, though. Like, if you would have told me that they were going to curb stomp them like that, no. The spread was 7.5, and I actually thought Kansas City would still cover that spread, even with their bench players, with Andy Reid being, they would have figured something out. But
I mean, you figured Carson Wentz could light it up a little bit better than that.
I mean,
they got the orders not to
good organization, right? It's not like, yo, buddy. But I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I think the Bills are going to win this game still, but I think the Broncos cover the 8.5. Broncos cover the 8.5 there. But I would not be surprised to see the Broncos win this game.
I was shocked, speaking of surprise, that the Bills are first in the league in sacks given up. Josh Allen's been sacked least in the league for a guy that runs around as much as he does. I was shocked to learn that. Broncos are first in the league in sacks on defense, so that's kind of a very interesting pair up. You got the least sacks versus the most sacks on defense, so that'll be quite an interesting matchup. Nick Bonito for the Broncos is a guy I'd love to Philadelphia to get their hands on. I loved him going back to Oklahoma, but man, I think if Javonte Williams was rookie year Javonte Williams and he was just breaking off chunk plays and we were like, holy shit, who's this guy? I would believe more in Denver, but their run game is just so sputtering. And to me, maybe the Broncos defense has shifted, but that was how you beat them, was just pounding it over and over again. So I think that there's going to be points where Denver's going to be in third and long. Guys like Von Miller and AJ Epinesa are going to be able to just get after Bo Nix, and he's going to make a few mistakes that, I think Buffalo end up winning this game by 10 or more.
Okay. Rapid Dave.
Bronco plus 8.5. Bills to win. I don't know about that over under though. Yeah, it's
what's that over under at?
46.5.
Whew.
And I feel like they should be able to get there. I mean, Broncos put up points, Bills put up points. Why not? I don't know.
Shout out Marvin Mims coming on at the end here.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I think most games the Broncos are in, they're high-scoring affairs. They've only had like a couple games where it's just, nothing going. You know what I mean? This is the last time they played like the Chiefs in November, 16-14. But with Bo Nix firing all cylinders, but it's a tough defense, I guess. I don't know. I'd probably go the over. But yeah, they'll cover the points. Or they Broncos plus 8.5, and then the Buffalo money line. And I agree. If there's a game and it's a crazy upset, this could be a crazy upset.
Here's my biggest question with terminology. What does it mean to lay the points? Does that mean you're favored?
Yes.
Okay. So you're laying 6, you're favored by 6.
Yes.
Okay. You're taking 6 means you're the underdog.
You're getting 6. Yeah, you're the underdog.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all good.
Next up, Packers and Eagles. Packers are getting 4.5.
Do you guys see Josh Allen when you watch Bo Nix?
A little bit.
I don't think I've seen enough. I haven't watched enough of Nix to. I've only seen a little bit of him, so I can't. I didn't watch a lot of Denver Broncos football this year.
You didn't watch a lot of football, period. But yeah,
I did. To be honest,
he does move though, and he can go. He can scoot. Yeah,
he's definitely a better rusher than I think most people probably believed.
I always took the over on his rushing yards like every single week. It's like it's him and Drake Mayo. It's like I took the over every single time. Is it Drake Mayo? Is that his first name? Drake
May.
Drake May.
Just
And
May.
the coach is
Mayo.
Gerard Mayo.
Mayo
Ron
was
Mayo's the coach.
yeah,
What the hell's going on out there?
Mayo guy. So Rapid Dave,
What?
who you got?
Oh, Eagles by 1 million.
By 1 million.
Yeah. And I'll take the money line too. I'm staying away from the over under, but Eagles to cover.
What's the over under on that one?
45.5. So all these are kind of they're all in the 40s, right? And then we haven't got to the big numbers yet. You got 49 and 48 coming up here pretty soon in the next two games. But yeah, 45 is the third from the lowest. But with these two teams, I think maybe a little bit of defense gets in the way, and their teams are banged up. So I don't know if they touch it, but I mean, I think the Eagles take care of business and move on.
Okay.
Yeah, Eagles fans are trying to make a big deal out of Christian Watson being out, but I really don't think it's a big deal. I mean, if you want to say it's a morale thing, then okay, fine. But they get just as much production out of guys like Dontavian Wicks and Malik Heath. They're both, they can be deep threats as well. So I don't think Christian Watson is the X factor, but Jair Alexander not being out there, now we're talking. If you can get AJ Brown matched up on Eric Stokes quite a bit, then that's where you're going to win the over the top stuff to go with what you already expect out of Saquon. So I think Saquon's going to have a big day. We already talked about Josh Jacobs. He has to have a huge day, I think, for the Packers to have, a fighting chance, because I think this Eagles defense just has like a lot of swagger. And the thing about that kind of decided the first game was a red zone defense. I mean, Hurt turned it over a couple times. Then the Green Bay had it down in the red zone, and they had to settle for field goals because guys like Jalen Carter and Quinyon Mitchell are stepping up. So if they can do the same thing this time around, just hold the Packers to field goals and score touchdowns themselves, big plays. AJ Brown, Saquon, I think, 4.5 the spread. Yeah, give me a touchdown. I think the Eagles are going to win by a touchdown.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just be real for a minute. The Packers suck. Okay, the Packers aren't that great. That's all there is to it. Jordan Love is overrated. But yeah, they're not that good. Eagles by probably 1 billion, but they'll probably run out of time before they hit that 1 billion point mark. But
this sucks so much that you guys are like, oh, by 1 billion, because this is totally jinxing them. And I'm gonna be thinking of you guys when I'm watching this on Saturday. Buffalo Wild Wings, like those motherfuckers.
Sunday, yeah. You're a Buffalo Wild Wings kind of guy. All right. What kind of sauce we talking?
Oh, you know what? Actually, No, I got moved. My buddy has to stay home with his kids, so I'm going over to his place.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I was gonna say you definitely seem like a B-dub kind of guy.
Yeah.
Hey.
No disrespect.
I go there.
With all due respect, you're a B-dub kind of guy.
Give me some potato wedges. I want I want some medium or hot, sauce, and I want them extra wet. So I'll roll.
I do like I like all the wet stuff. I think Thai chili or whatever, Thai habanero is probably my favorite wet. But I like the desert heat, the dry rub.
Yeah,
I'll take that too.
I'm a Cajun guy over at Wingstop. So yeah, that dry rub we get a little bit of sauce in there too. But yeah, Cajun. Yeah.
Yeah, I go Cajun and Cookout.
There you go.
There we go. Next up, Washington and Tampa Bay. The Commanders are getting 3 points here, which tells me that's an even game, right? Home team's going to get 3 points if it's even. I'm actually taking Washington in this game. I really like Jane Daniels. I think that he's good. Terry McLaurin is playing great this year. He's having fun. They've got a nice run game. I think Eckler's supposed to be back. So you had Eckler, B-Rob, Jaden run the ball. You've got to. I don't know. I love Tampa and I love Baker. But I don't know. I think I really like this Washington team.
So you said they're going to
win
in. They're favored by 3, or Bucks
no,
are favored.
They get 3 points. Okay. So if they win, then they definitely, that definitely helps them.
I think I'm going Tampa, not just because the whole division rival thing. From what I understand, Washington's defense is very vulnerable to the run right now, and boy, Bucky Irving is just on fire. I think it's gonna be a lot of Bucky. I'm not expecting a lot from Mike Evans because it's like he seems to never have a good game versus Marshawn Lattimore, who is now with the Commanders. So
The numbers say it.
yeah,
Go back and look at I don't think he's ever had a good game against Marshawn Lattimore. Ever.
yeah. So maybe it's a McMillan game. Maybe it's hopefully Kate Otten's healthy, but I still think it's going to be a big Bucky Irving game. Maybe a mistake or two here or there with that Kalijah Cansey and Vita Vea coming at you, and I think Bucks are going to win it. But you know what? That's that point spread. I think the Commanders. I'll take the Commanders points there, but the Bucks are going to win.
Okay.
I'm the exact same thing. Commanders don't do well against teams above 500. You know what I mean? Or decent teams. They just kind of struggle there. But I mean, they beat Philly in the last week. That was a wild ass ride, anyways. But without Jalen Hurts, yeah, I think Tampa's just gonna have a good day. But anyway, yeah, give me the Bucks to win it, Commanders to cover, and the over/under set at 49.5. So they don't expect a lot of defense this Sunday. Almost a 50
that's a game I'm interested in taking the over on.
Yeah, that is the favorite, minus 115 versus the under is minus 105. So the favorite they're saying is the over. So they're expecting a lot of offense.
I mean, I could definitely see like a 30 to 20 something game here for sure. Both these offenses have shown to be prolific this year. The thing I like about Washington is they've had some games where they were down kind of big and have fought back, right? And we'll have huge second halves. So this is a game that
don't remind me.
You can see Tampa. ask Chicago about that. That's where their whole season went downhill. But if Tampa goes up big early, it's a game that you don't want to turn off. You want to stay tuned. This isn't one of those games where you're like, oh man, Tampa's walking all over them. Watch out for the second half. And Dan Quinn is a coach. Yeah, he had the Super Bowl fiasco, right? But he's still a hell of a head coach. Like, he's still really good. And what he's done with this Washington team in 1 year it's pretty impressive. But part of that is getting the right guy in there and getting Jane Daniels in there.
And, people might overlook it at this point in the season, but I guess Eckler's supposed to be back and healthy. So that's another weapon out there for him.
Yep,
for sure. All right, last up, Vikings and Rams.
Monday night, the Rams are getting 1 point. The Rams are a 1 point favorite, dude.
I don't know if that's correct.
I mean, I'm looking at it.
I'm seeing the Vikings as a 1 point favorite.
Yeah.
Does it say a plus or a minus next to it?
It says Minnesota minus 1.
Minnesota minus 1?
Yeah, on ESPN.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, I'm looking actually on a website you can gamble on, not a website that's got a bunch of.
But ESPN gets all theirs from MGM, I think.
Yeah,
I'm on Vegas Insider.
Weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense because if you're looking at it, it says Vikings plus 1, right? But then they're also the favorite to win. So what the hell's going on? They're minus 115 to win, and the Rams are minus 105. I don't get it.
I'm right there with Lee on this one. Bring back the Washington football team name. At least says
bring back the original name. I don't care.
And play the lines again as Dan Campbell foretold.
I don't know how true it is, but supposedly they're going back to the logo at least, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's funny. Whatever. I'm not getting into it. Whose turn is it?
You.
Rams.
Now, here's the thing to keep in mind about this game. As of right now, they're playing in LA.
Oh, yeah.
But if those fires keep coming down, this game's going to get moved to Glendale, Arizona. And I've heard from people that talk that there's actually a lot of Minnesota fans down there in Glendale, a little bit more of like a retirement area for people from up north. So that could actually be a heavy Vikings crowd if that game actually does get played down there in Glendale. But as of right now, that's what you get.
Rams. So Arizona Arizona is to Minnesota what Florida is to New York, is what you're saying.
I was gonna say the same thing. I was like,
Yes.
Essentially, yeah.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. Very interesting.
You got the Rams.
Yeah, of course. Vikings suck, dude. Biggest fake ass team there is.
Ah.
Money line, points, whatever you want to give me. Give me it all. The over under is at 48, which under 48 is the favorite with minus 115. So, but yeah, I'm not touching that. But yeah, Rams. I think the Rams suck too. This game's going to be a snoozer. Like it will. This game's going to suck so hard.
I agree with you. The Rams are going to win, which sucks because I thought I was going to be hot takey here. I thought I was going to be the only one, but I don't think this game is going to suck. I think it's going to be an awesome game. I just there's something about the Vikings coming off that loss, and everyone's talking about Sam Darnold, and he's a USC guy, potentially going back to Southern Cal for this game. If there was ever
It's a big dumb animal, ain't he, folks?
that's the new soundboard you got there, Alan.
No, I got a janky headphone jack over here.
That was fun.
Yeah, I guess boy, watching Jahmyr Gibbs tear off those 3 touchdown runs, I could see Kyren Williams, doing the same sort of thing against the Vikings. And I think the last time they met up, the Rams won, so there's that mental edge that they have too. So yeah, fuck it, I'll take the Rams for this one. I thought it was gonna be hot takey, but there you go, Rapper Dave. I'm with you.
There you go.
I mean, I don't see there being a hot take in this game at all. Like I see this as just being a game that we've got to get out of the way because they're two teams that are in the playoffs. I don't see either one going deep in the playoffs.
If they win this week, they're going to lose next week.
Yeah, I mean, the winner of this gets to go play Detroit in Detroit. So sorry, it's not going to work out for you.
How cool would it be? It's like Vikings just fucking wipe the floor with their ass. Like
that's what I'm saying. RD, I can't believe you're giving them this much confidence.
I mean, the Rams at home, if they play at home, they generally have a good defense. Their offense has struggled the last 3 weeks, if not 4.
So bad lately.
It's so bad. The defense keeps them in games. Vikings, they got disrupted by the worst defense in the league this past week, dude. I have no faith. I've been saying that they are not real for like the last 6 weeks. I'm like, I was a fan of Darnold in fantasy, obviously, but hell, there were so many games that they probably should have lost, and then there was like a questionable call at the end. It's like, oh, thank God. I mean, hell, Green Bay almost came back on their ass, and they were up by like 35. You know what I mean? This team sucks. It's not great. And then they try to do some dumb shit because they're playing against Dan Campbell. They're like, you know what we need to do? Just keep going for it on 4th down. Why not? It's like,
he's gone for it. I think the stat was he's gone for it like 4 times in like the last 5 years on 4th down. Yeah. And then he goes for it 3 times against it. Like he completely was just sucked into the Lions game plan, right? Like, oh man, we've got to go for it, right?
You hang out with like dumb people and you just feel like you're getting dumber with by association. That's like playing golf, right? When you play with a worse player, you play bad.
The disrespect that you put on Dan Campbell's name is ridiculous.
What? He's a good hype man. He can get you ready.
Just
he ain't doing nothing else. All right, Vikings or Rams? Who you taking?
I don't know. They both suck. I'm going to be different, and I'll take the Vikings just so that we don't all pick the same one. But I mean, again, I don't believe.
But you want to pick the Rams because of your boy Matt Stafford.
No,
You're over him. He's just an ex. Now.
All he does is talk about Stafford all fucking season, and now he's a bum. He's been a bum for like the last 8 weeks, so he's like, fucking guy.
He hasn't played great. You know what can I say? He hasn't been that good. The Rams' offense has been awful here as of lately. But I will say, if you want to like kind of bring it in, the Vikings gave up the most points to wide receivers in fantasy, which means Stafford and Puka should probably have a pretty good game. But they've also got to Kyren has to get going, because if Kyron's if they're not able to run the ball, then they're just going to tee off on Stafford back there. That Rams offensive line is okay. They're not great.
They get by because of their defense.
Yeah. I mean, it's been the defense, which the first part of the year was the offense carrying the team. and then that defense has figured things out. Jared Verse has really come into his own. He's probably going to be your defensive player of the year this year. He's had a great year. But that defense has really been carrying them. I just think there's too much on offense with the Vikings. I don't believe in Sam Darnold, but I believe in Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson. I think they've got enough offensively to pull it off. So
now, aside from like maybe rushing yards, does Matt Stafford hold every Detroit passing record in history? He has to.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
I mean, Joey Harrington.
No, Harrington. No, not Joey Harrington. But I think a lot of that is also like we've had some decent QBs, but none of them had the longevity that Stafford had. Right. I think it's more of like a longevity type thing. And the run game was just crap when Stafford was there for most of the time. I think a majority of the time I think twice we maybe had a 100-yard rusher during the Stafford or 1,000-yard rusher on a season. Very few games with 100 yards rushing. It was all the pass game. So yeah, I would say yeah, but I think there's going to be a lot of those records that if Goff just continues doing what he's doing, Goff's going to hold a lot of those records, right?
Yeah, especially in season records.
Yeah, I mean, this season he's. I can't remember what the stat, but like he's the only quarterback in NFL history to have X number of passing yards and touchdowns and all that. Like he's the first player ever in NFL history, right? And like this year, I fully expect him to take the lead in playoff wins this year, right?
Yeah.
For it. I think he's got some older guys like a Bobby Lane that he's still kind of competing with, but they didn't play as many playoff games in the year back then when we were winning. We haven't won Super Bowls, but we've won NFL championships. We have like 5 or 6 NFL championships. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, Golf's going to be taking over a lot of those records here in the next coming years.
All right, we moving on to college football. We only have 2 games to pick. There's only 2.
Yeah, sure. Let me pull up.
These are a little bit close. One's close. The other one's 5.5 point deal. But yeah, you got Notre Dame, number 7 Notre Dame taking on number 6 Penn State.
Hold on, I gotta go to.
And then you have number 8 Ohio State taking on number 5 Texas, and that's actually here in Arlington.
Yeah.
Do they get home games like that?
What's that?
Do they get is it because they're in the playoffs?
No, it's the Cotton Bowl.
The Cotton Bowl. That's
yeah, only the first round of the playoffs is a home game.
Yeah.
Then after that, it's the bowl games.
Right. And no one cares now. Like the bowl games, like they don't mean jack shit. Someone did make a comment. Can what if Bill Belichick gets on a hell of a tear, or he ends up like in the Pop-Tart bowl and he's got to eat the damn Pop-Tart, or he's in the Duke Mayo bowl and someone dumps a 5-gallon bucket of mayo on his ass.
Is there a better bowl out there than the Pop-Tart bowl? Like
that's the most entertaining one, they say. They were out there dancing and stripping and all that other shit.
There was one of the announcers during the Mayo Bowl. They had to like dip a chocolate ice cream. It was like a vanilla but like chocolate coated ice cream in the mayo, and you could tell this announcer was like Mr. fucking paid attention to his diet just all day every day. Yeah, he looked at this thing like it was his first ex. Like it was terrible. He just took a bite like, I immediately spit it out in the trash.
I mean, even if you're not a fitness guy, I don't think mayo belongs on ice cream. That might be a hot hot take. I don't know, but I'm just going to say no. And I've never had it, but I know what both taste like, and I don't think they should ever be combined.
Really, we need to figure out how to like mix that Hot One show with football. It'd be good entertainment.
Buddy, sweating already thinking about that. That shit, well, burn you up. Did you get the thing? Or you want me to just go ahead and read it?
I got stuff. I have numbers and things.
Let's go.
First up, we got Texas and Ohio State playing. Texas is getting 5.5.
First up on the 10th. The other one tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I just pulled up the bracket, and that was at the top, and the other one was at the bottom. So whatever. I don't care.
So the 10th, you got Ohio State and Texas. All right.
Yeah. I can't pick Ohio State. It's legal. I just can't.
That's a big point spread. 5.5.
That's pretty big. It is pretty big.
They say that's
Yeah,
the favorite too.
give me Texas. And I have a hard time picking Texas, but I can't pick Ohio State. Like,
Okay, Dylan.
You're taking Texas to win?
yeah,
Okay.
That's because he hates
Uh,
Ohio State. That's the only reason, dude. That's why this isn't for educational purposes. You know what I mean?
it's fair. Yeah,
Yeah. He didn't pick Ohio State last,
in
or to win
my
anything.
in my defense, Ohio State sucks. So
yeah. I mean, they crank out pro after pro in the NFL, but yeah, they suck.
what's that have to do with winning championships?
I mean, they've won numerous championships.
Not in the Ryan Day era.
That's a very specific window. You're
Yeah.
right.
That's the window we're in right now.
Certainly in the Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer era, they did. But yeah, in this particular Ryan Day era.
Are either one of those guys coaching this game?
So I'll take Ohio State to win it, but I do think Texas will probably keep it within a field goal.
Within a field goal. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're taking the +5? I feel like I'm going to go that route too. Give me Texas +5. But Ohio State to win. I don't want to. I don't think Ohio State's going to win this game either. But I don't know. But yeah,
Go watch the Michigan video if you want to know how to beat them. You just got to curb stomp them on the line. Like, run the ball down their throat. They can't.
Also, what's his name? Jaden Blue, I think, for Texas. Now he's fun to watch. But I saw Travion Henderson. So both sides of the ball.
I assume that all their main players are going to be they're going to be there. They're not sitting out, obviously, at this point. So
who knows?
Cool. There you go.
All right. Next up, Penn State, Notre Dame. Penn State's getting 1.5. Rapid Dave.
Yeah, Notre Dame, right? Yeah, I'll take Notre Dame. Why not? And a win, cover and win. F it.
Okay.
What are they doing? What are they even doing in here? And what's Penn State still doing in here? Whatever. This game's gonna suck. I hope Notre Dame just runs all over for no reason at all. No affiliation, no conference. Somewhere they shouldn't even be in this damn thing. But F it. Let them run wild. Let them go to the championship.
Yeah, I feel the same exact way. Give me the Notre Dame, the Golden Dome, all the bah, 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 give me all that stuff. Give me the Shane Gillis reels on YouTube that I love to watch of him on the sidelines and busting with the boys and all those guys. I'll take it.
Did you hear his story about when he was at he went to a US South Carolina game and he got on the field? Yeah. So he's like hanging out, and so he notices there's a group of special needs people there, right? And he's like, I was like blackout drunk, I was like, you know what? And he goes, there was a gate that was like up to my knee. That was keeping, like, I was in the student section, not me, but that's what he's saying. He looked down at that and he looked over there and he's drunk as shit. He probably drilled like a 30 pack, and all he did was just step over the line. You know that face he makes too. Like someone looked at him, he's just, whatever. They didn't even bat an eye. They go, checks out. All right. So he just walks close. So he's essentially on the field during the sandstorm or whatever the hell is going on in Columbia. But yeah, anyway, go ahead, Alan.
Oh yeah.
Penn
Bless
State.
me the dogs.
Penn State. Notre Dame's a fraud. They're always a fraud. You get down to the Final Four teams. You put Notre Dame in a Final Four, and they get whooped every time. And they show you why they shouldn't be there.
It is that time of the year.
Every time.
I just looked at it. I go, oh, yeah, that is the normal playoff.
I don't trust Notre Dame at all. And plus, F Notre Dame. They're not that great. They're highly overrated. They haven't won anything since Lou Holtz.
So, Dylan, are we pulling for a Notre Dame Ohio State championship at this point?
You guys
Jesus
are.
Christ.
You already picked it.
It's a.
I just want to see Alan's head explode, and then then he's got to pick between those two skulls, and he's like,
it's a tie. They'll tie.
Because the Whites asked for a better scenario. I mean, really, this is a great year for the Whites.
This guy.
Jesus Christ!
How do you not love Notre Dame and the Fighting Irish?
They're a bunch of overrated hacks.
Oh God, Dylan, thank you so much for joining us, man. I can't believe
Notre Dame versus Iowa would be like best case scenario.
God. Oh God! Make sure you check him out on Mostly Football and Dress Casual with Dylan Busby, sir. and Alan's going to keep track of this. There's no bet or anything like that, but we're just, we'll see how we do. But yeah, good luck to you this week. Good luck to the Eagles. Hope y'all move on. And anything before we go?
Yeah, look, I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for having me on. I mean, I think back to our episode on dress casual. I look back at that the other day. I mean, that was, I think, 3 going on 4 hours long. It was just a ridiculously long episode. You guys were more than gracious with your time. I know you got in a lot of trouble that night, but I mean, we talked about everything. I watched you guys on a whim. I mean, I just joined this random podcast group, and you guys just had silly shit in your backgrounds. It's like, oh, check this out, and like here we are. Like I feel like we've never met in person, but I feel like I'm close friends with you guys. I feel like if I showed up in Texas, you would take me in for a night and show me a good time on the town. So, I mean, I truly can't thank you guys enough for just the host you've been. I understand why there's such a community around you guys. I understand why people sign up for a Patreon. As soon as I get my championship money, I will certainly sign up for that Patreon. And I just want to let you guys
Coming
know.
to you tonight. It's coming to you tonight.
I was like, I kept asking him. I go, "Do you send it or what?" And we were trying to figure out if it was winner take all. I go, "Just send that man. Pay that man his money."
No, I just had to bust your balls. But honestly, the SB family is from fantasy football to baseball to I hope you guys start a Premier League next year and you guys cover soccer because I just love the whole SB universe. So again, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your followers, and I'm just blessed to be part of this whole thing.
Oh
Yeah, we
man,
appreciate
the
that.
pleasure's all on this side of the table, brother. Thank you so much. That I think back to that day, and I remember a little of it because we were just we got white girl wasted. Like that's just all.
I remember where I was sitting.
I remember talking to Brandon afterwards, going, "Do you think Dylan knew what he signed up for?"
We were having some beers, having some fun, enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, we have a good time. We have a good time. We always love having you on. We love joining you for your stuff, brother. It's always a blast. So thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, more collabs next year. More collabs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely
for sure.
And yeah, I'm trying to rope Rapid Dave into you want some more SB content. I'm trying to talk him into a SB WNBA podcast, but he keeps shaking his head no. I'm like, come on, brother. We already do it, and we talk all WNBA during the season. Let's just do it.
Maybe we can get Joy Taylor to put in a good word. Chip. Maybe Chip will help us out, and Charlie Dixon, all those guys at Fox Sports. We'll get Caitlin Clark on somehow.
There we go. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Go check him out. Mostly football and Dress Casually with Dylan Busby. You got to follow and you got to have those noties on because you don't know. But
you never know. It might be next week. It might be
this morning when you get the notification. You're like, ah!
Could be next week. Could be 6 months from now. But I'll put another episode out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dylan. We appreciate it, brother.
I can't thank you guys enough. Appreciate it.
See you, bud. Bye. Oh, buddy. That's man. Dylan Busby.
So tell us what you're drinking right now.
Well, I had so I've gone through all of my NA beers. I'm going to start from the top here. All right. So I had Lagunitas IPNA. This is they're all NA, so I don't need to tell you that. And then I moved on to a Partake Oktoberfest, and then had a Partake Juicy IPA, and then knocked back this still got something. Wait, one of these got in it. All right, then a Hoplark 0.0 Citra. It's got Citra hops in there. It's double dry hopped, and then I finished with the Hop Lark 0.0 really, really hoppy. That's double dry hopped as well. That's with Cascade and Citra hops. So, yeah. I've been doing pretty much clear the fridge, going through all these beers that I have in there. And then I decided tonight I was going to put a big dent. I've been doing like a beer night, right? Beer night. I went through 7 days already. So it's been a week, just one beer a night. Do either recording, a quick little video, do maybe just a post or something like that. And then tonight I was like, we got these NA beers, and I was like, screw it. I'm going to knock out like 5. Because I do have a couple more in there. It's like, just in case. We'll see if I need them, as a backup or whatever. Plus, they're Radlers. They get like a lot of sugar in them, and they were like lemonade. I didn't like them that much.
A little
So
sweet, a little sweet.
yeah. So the ones I had tonight were just more of a hoppy variety. You know, like I said, you get, you know, IPAs, and, you know, I had an Oktoberfest, so it was a little bit of a Marzen, if you want to call it that. So a little sweet on that one. But yeah, I'm just knocking out the fridge. Got to get rid of it. Like last night, here's the can from last night. I had Overtime. So
Okay.
that actually posted today, I think. It was good. It was good. It's a lager. It's a crispy Texas lager is how they say it. So yeah, it's over there from, I thought the whole time it's from Turning Point, but no, it's from Celestial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I found that out like 5 seconds before I hit the light. I go, what the hell? Like, now I got to change a couple things around. But yeah, so yeah, that's it for me. I'm out of my NA beers, and plus it's like 10 o'clock. I'm like looking, I was like, oh my god, we've been on this thing for almost 2 hours now.
That's what happens when you bring Busby on, right? Yeah. We get to talking. We get to having a good time. You know,
that's my thing. If we join them, it's like I'm gonna have to join you like on a Friday, or, you know, Saturday or something like that. There's no way. Like early in the week, maybe a Thursday, right? But certainly not like a Monday or a Tuesday or whatever, where you just like, it's just gonna get out of hand. I already know.
Oh, it does. Yeah, 100%. But
yeah.
You know what? I'm here for the chaos. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. You got anything else before we go? There actually are a couple of events going on in the Metroplex at breweries. I listen, with the winter storm coming in, I don't know how it's going to affect these things, but I did notice there was a couple things popping up on Saturday and like one thing on Sunday.
I think will be fine.
What?
I think those things will be fine.
Yeah, it should warm up enough. Now they're doing Roller Town over there in Salina. They got their Citrus Solstice Bearded Lady collab release. It's an event, a launch event. They'll have vendors. They're going to have tarot card readers out there, which I don't know about that. A coloring book station for the kids, henna body art, and a release of Bearded Lady Fruited Hazy IPA. Southern Roots Brewing on Waxahachie, 3-year anniversary, featuring live music and more. Turning Point, speaking of which, I just mentioned them, indoor pop-up vendor market. So at least it'll be indoors. Okay. I noticed a couple of those places will have that. And I think Martin House has a drop. Yeah, new Powerhouse drop featuring live music, local vendors, food trucks. They're going to release 2 new Powerhouse flavors, peach and watermelon, and then get some more stuff going on.
Mentioning tarot cards, that reminds me, do you remember when Peasy got into it with the whole tarot card reading community?
Yeah.
Like, just he did a little bit where he was reading tarot cards, and it pissed everybody off.
Yeah.
Oh man,
because he was like doing it. He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna, you know, whatever." He goes, "I bet you I get it as often as you do." You know what I mean?
So, doing the little stick things, and I mean, just doing it. They were all going after him, reporting his page, and he was having a fight to have his page unbanned, and all this stuff.
Hey, welcome to 2025. That shit ain't happening no more. Yeah, Facebook changed their rule, and that's what we were kind of talking about too. Is, you know, well, one more thing. 3 Nations has their winter vendor market that's up in Anna. But anyway, yeah, Facebook changed a couple things where, you know, obviously we talked about the fact checkers and things like that. And we're going to have a community notes. Was this dude made a comment about it, and he's like a streamer, right? He goes, "So are we like, you know, are we going to be okay to stream over here? Or are we going to be shadow banned, you know, and shit like that?" And I'm kind of like looking, I go, "Dude, you were never fucking shadow banned. You streamed on Facebook because of whatever fucking reason, because you thought your friends and family would support you. You're like, I got all my friends and family, you know, these other people, they don't want to sit there and watch you play fucking video games." That's what it came down to. And like, go and look at, you know, because you could, in the gaming area, you could see who's watching, or not exactly who, but number wise, right? And you're talking like a couple thousand people watching this category versus, say, Twitch, when it had 400,000 people watching. It's like, no one's over here. Like, they were leaving because it kind of sucked, you know, and people, the next generation, they aren't on Facebook, you know? So I was like, I was like, what kind of fucking stupid ass? I was like, do I really want to just tell this guy, "Hey, moron, you're not shadow banned. No one cares." But that'd get you banned like last year. Like, I mean, dude, come on.
I've got a post on Facebook Marketplace for a bat that I'm selling.
Oh, nice.
But it keeps getting banned or whatever. Like I keep having to like submit, like every time I relist it because it'll be there for a while. Then you got to be like, no, I still haven't sold it yet. Let me relist it, and then I'll get the thing. It goes against community guidelines because the bat is it's Easton Bomb Squad bat. Well, it's got the word bomb in the title.
Yeah.
So I have to dispute it every time, saying it's not a bomb, it's a bat.
Stupid asses, man. I mean, I thought you might have had on there pretty good on the knees and the head. You know what I mean? It works the midsection over okay.
It's a bomb squad bat because it has the word bomb. It's like I'm at the airport. You can't say bomb.
You can't say bomb at the airport.
Apparently, you can't say bomb on Facebook either. So this show's going to get banned because we said bomb.
No one watches anyways. What are you going to do? The last topic. Oh, I had 2 more topics. I was like, dude, this is one of the reasons I hate going to the office. Everyone's there because they all wanted to come in for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because they can not come in Thursday and Friday, right? They're trying to get their swipes, but also there's a storm. So the fridge is like just piled high. I guess everybody's on that, New Year's resolution, got to bring my lunch. Yeah.
New me brings his lunch.
I go in to the break room to get some water. I know the fridge is ajar by like 8 inches. And I'm like, someone just put something in there. They didn't shut it? Like, what the hell's going on? So I go to shut it, and it doesn't shut all the way. It's hitting something, and it opens back up. I'm like, I poke my head in there. I'm like, oh God, you have to be a PC. It's an explosive device. And I'm like, why the hell didn't they shut it? So I try to give it a little force, and it kicks back open. And I'm like, well, I can't walk away because now I'm the jerk.
Now you're the asshole. Right?
I stuffed shit all the way back. I could hear crap like crackling and banging and shit. I was like, I almost got my foot up though on the side and was like almost just started kicking shit into the damn thing. I'm like, why is this thing so freaking packed? And we have more floors if you want to go put some other shit. But I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that was their solution. Well, it doesn't fit.
I'm just going to take it. I'm going to move it up into the freezer and then close the door.
That would have been awesome. I didn't even think about the freezer. Just utilize the freezer. And I was like, dude, I cannot stand this place. And then, of course, I sent Lizzie a picture. And it was like, this is why I don't use anything here. And so they started bringing in, we have new coffee machines. They brought in some cups. They have like those little fancy little paper cups with the little sleeve or whatever. So you got those stacked. And you got a lid there, too, because they, got to have a lid.
Got to have a lid if you're going to have a drink at your desk. Yeah.
Someone's goddamn hair drapes across the lids. And I took a picture. I go, you got to be this is why I don't touch nothing in this place. And I don't even know if that's true, if you got to have a lid on it, because I have an open coffee mug. I just drink right out of my coffee mug. I don't do that.
It's in policy. Like it's there. It's part of policy.
Yeah.
Like
I ain't using anything they provide. So yeah, maybe I start. Well, no, it's been like 4 years. So 5 years.
Because when we moved from Louisville to NRH, the big thing was that when we got there on site, they gave everybody a cup with the lid on it because they were like, look, you have to have a cup with the lid at your desk. And like we were told as managers to police that.
Yeah, enforce it.
I wasn't policing that. I'm not going to go be like, hey, buddy, you got to get rid of this cup. It doesn't have a lid, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, and also, the same people that they spill shit and, it's always a mess and crap like that. I just one dude I was walking behind, and as we walk onto our floor, there's a little area where the copier is, right? No one ever goes in there, but there's a trash can right on the inside of that wall. Well, he's got a coffee, and it's at another coffee store. He's got coffee, and he fucking throws it. It wasn't overhand, but it was with some force because it hit and just fucking. And I was like, whoa. What the hell are you doing? Whatever. And he's a higher up guy, but he didn't give a shit. Didn't stop, didn't break stride, none of that shit. Didn't give it.
Oh.
That shit was everywhere. The wall, the floor, the copier.
Busby hopes you don't have a Stanley mug.
I got one somewhere. Yeah, Lizzie bought me one. I don't ever use it. Never use it.
I don't have one.
Yeah. I use my old, if I want something that is insulated, like I'll take, every day when I go to work, I take an old Yeti, like 30 ounce maybe. It's not very big, so it's got to be like 30 ounces, 28 to 30 ounces with a lid. Then I take a coffee mug of mine. But yeah,
I always had when I was in the office, I always had a Tervis, one of those Tervis cups with the lid.
Yeah, no, I don't have a damn Stanley mug. I have probably 40 Stanley mugs in the house. I probably have 50
Oh yeah,
Yeti mugs in the house.
yeah. I know Lizzie has Stanley. All the girls in the house have Stanleys. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, but I drink. I drink everything I drink comes in a container, right? So I drink a bottle of water and then I drink beer. So
There you go. Oh, buddy. And then
yeah.
so as I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm gonna go hit the gym. And I was like, so I'm walking from the step machine to the cable machine.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of just whatever walking. I'm invisible to a lot of people. Like a lot of people do not know and cannot see me. It happens on the road too.
So you're
when
like
I'm
John
driving,
Cena.
yeah, when I'm driving down the road, cars just pull into the lane. I almost get sideswiped probably 5 times a day, right?
Oh, dude.
And that's lowballing it.
Yeah.
So I'm walking from there to there, and I'm just kind of cruising. There's 2 dudes talking on this side of the pole, so I go to the right side of the pole, and this dude walks right in front of me. And it's like I'm like watching him because I'm like he ain't paying attention. He's gonna be right there. So yeah, I walk right by him and fucking. And of course, I got my earbuds in or whatever, and he just kind of goes, "Oh," he looks up. I go, "Yeah, excuse me, bud. No big deal." So I go to my machine, do my workouts or whatever. And yeah, he he just seemed like he had a fucking attitude. I don't know. And he's there at the gym. He's kind of a little fella. Like he had a crazy ass puffed up hair. And even with that extra 6 inches of puffed up hair, he comes up to like right here on me. And I'm like, cool fucking hair. I don't know. And so I go over there and I start doing my workout. I'm there for, I don't know. I use like a straight bar. I use the curved bar. I use the rope. And then finally I'm done. I'm not like hogging the machine. There's machines everywhere. But anyway, he comes over and
You're not doing reps and getting on your phone for 15?
I don't do that. And then I put the bar down. I usually put it out and like away from me if I'm done with it, right? Kind of just think I got earbuds in if they don't want to ask or whatever. But yeah, just but most of them are like, you done with this? Whatever, give them the thumbs up or whatever. This guy, same fucking guy, comes over fucking right where that stack of shit is right next to me. And he just comes up, grabs it, just walks off or whatever. I was like, fuck's this, It's like I just start kind of chuckling. I'm like, oh god. I was like, no. We're not gonna be in a gym video of hell breaking loose or something like that. I just kind of but I was like, fuck is up with the little guys at the gym? I was like, they're just kind of peacocking, walking around. I was like, you're like 85 pounds, bro.
Little dog mentality, right?
Yeah. And I'm like nice to everybody. I smile at everybody and
let me ask you this. You don't have to say the name. Don't say the name, but is this a big franchise gym you go to or more of a okay?
Yeah, it's LA Fitness.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and say the name. That's cool.
Well,
you typically don't want to mention names when we're talking about things, so that's why I said,
It wasn't 24 Hour Fitness. I just want to make sure that it's not a curve.
I don't think that's a thing anymore. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
24 Hour Fitness doesn't exist?
I don't think so.
What?
All of them around here are gone. They've been gone. COVID took them.
It says they're all these right here are open. Yeah, I got them around me. Maybe not in your neck of the woods, but I got them near me. And there are a lot on
Busby Globo Gym.
Yeah, Globo. And I was like, and it's not Planet Fitness. I was gonna get a membership to Planet Fitness.
There's nothing wrong with Planet Fitness at all. Last time I had a gym membership was at Planet Fitness. $10 a month.
Yeah, it's cheap, but then the people who kind of go there, But I was like, I didn't want to
any problems with the people there.
Yeah, I wanted to use the massage things. Those where you lay down. It's the water ones. Like they just beat the crap out of you, or whatever you're laying on the bed. I'm like, that's why I wanted to use that. I don't even use the pool or the hot tub because like I mentioned earlier, I was like, I'm not getting in any other body of water. I do get in the sauna and sweat my ass off. I feel better after I get in the sauna. But yeah, no, I just like everyone else has always been real nice and kind of cool. Like I'll bump into a couple, like there's a couple inconsiderate ass people there. Like there's a dude and his wife, they bring their 3 kids with them. Like I didn't know you could bring goddamn kids in there. They're the only kids I've ever seen. And so like they'll sit and if they don't want to go like play basketball or go F off, they hang out right around them. So then
how old are these kids?
Shit. Maybe 10 up to 14, maybe. You know what I mean? It's like fuck are y'all doing? Like, why are you bringing your kids here? You know what I mean?
So back in the day, the 24-hour fitness that used to be over by me, they had a daycare in there.
Yeah.
Like,
I
so
used to
you could
hire
bring
'em.
your kid and and I would do that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was part of the membership. The kid loved going to it. She was like, "Oh, can I go with you? I want to go." And they had the play area in there and movies and crap. And yeah, but if that's not there where you can drop your kid off, like 14, okay, the kid's gonna maybe work out, maybe they do athletics or something, right? But 10,
Just hanging around, man.
I
Yeah, no,
I
that's a
I couldn't
daycare.
see bringing the youngest. She's 11. I couldn't see taking her to the gym. Like, I don't want to. If I go to the gym, I'm doing my thing. Like,
Yeah.
unless I got like a workout partner. Me and Liz, we used to go back in the day. We would go to the gym and we both take turns. We'd have the same workout routine, and I do a rep, she do a rep, and I do one. We just kind of went that way. But yeah, no.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. I just can't. I don't know. Like I said, I'm nice to everybody there, and you do get some older folks there. There's this
Yeah.
one dude. He's a little bit older. I mean, he's got to be like 60s or something, maybe, but he just wants to jump in. He goes, this guy's over there just fucking cranking out everything he's trying to do on this machine, and he does take a minute, 2 minute break in between. And this guy's like, hey man, can I get in here real quick? He just wants to fucking get in there. And he's like doing cables where you, like everything he does is like half-ass. Like he puts it on like fucking no weight. And he's trying to do like these cables where you do cross or you bring your arms down or whatever, but he's just going like you can't see it, but yeah, move my arms like a fucking inch. And then he gets over, he goes, hey man, this guy's doing like leg presses or leg curls or whatever. Can I get in real quick? You're not using this right now, right? Yeah, let me get in real quick. And so he does, and then moves his fucking feet like a quarter of an inch and just goes really fast. I'm like, with no weight. And I'm like, just get that. And he's got like a fucking Walmart bag with shit in it, like a banana and like a protein shake. And I'm not, I'm not that guy either. I'm not sitting there. I'm not going to take pictures of people working out. I've seen some crazy shit. Like I even told Lizzie, it's like I got in the sauna the other day, and they know it's busy season, and so they put an extra bench in there. And so you got people that'll be fucking stretching all crazy and acting nuts in there. But you figure this would stifle them. But no, I'm sitting on the bench, full house. And then this Asian lady comes in and gets between me and gets in the fucking corner where there's really no room. And she just starts doing like hip thrust and shit. So her fucking shit just keeps coming like up close to my face. I'm like, I'm going to punch this bitch in the bread basket. just turn around. But yeah, no, I just like, oh my God. She's also the one that was in the pool. Did I tell you about the chick that was in the pool doing crazy cardio? Like, looked like she's like a dolphin. So I first walk in, she's on the lap pool. I walk in and she's got a nude, like skin color bathing suit. So she's sitting there doing this dolphin shit, just up and down, going up and down. I go, is this bitch naked? Like, holy shit. So I'm like, my stuff was like, now I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, holy crap. But she's the same one. So she's there, and we're now. This is another day. Obviously, me and a bunch of dudes are in the sauna. We're sitting there, and so you see her out of the corner of their eye. But she's going up and down the pool, not facing the wall, and then she's like making eye contact with us.
Lock it in.
We don't want your attention. We don't. Just keep going. Just keep pushing, man. Just keep going. Like, I don't know what you're doing here. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Is there a video camera? I feel like I'm going to be on someone's fucking feed.
Where's Ashton at? Am I getting punked?
Just like, God, I hate it here. And I'm waiting for everybody to quit. Quitter's Day is like next Friday.
That's coming up. That's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. You'll be back to normal here soon, buddy.
National Quitters Day 2025. Oh, Quitters Day is January 10th. So it's 2 days, baby.
Days away, man. You're almost there.
Friday. It's the second Friday of January.
There we go.
Nice. People can't even make it 10 fucking days.
Nope.
I didn't go the last couple because I'm like, I'm not going. If I can't go on my lunch break, I'm not going.
When I had a gym membership, I didn't go the first 10 days.
You just didn't want to?
No, because it was be too crowded. I wait till
the year. Yeah. No,
the first 10 days of the year, I didn't go.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going.
I go, like I
Oh,
said,
wait
I go
for
on my
Louis to
lunch
come up.
break. That's all I
Yeah.
can do. I can't
Yeah.
go any other time.
I missed the Louisville office because we had that gym there in the office.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. I've been working out there since '05. Yeah, I worked out there for years. It
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
Hey, you got anything else?
No, I think that's
I'm
it.
about exhausted. I'm about to call it a night. I gotta go to bed.
Oh, buddy. But hey, we're still dropping content over on SB Fantasy Football, guys. We had an episode earlier today. Busby joined us for that. We're talking a little best ball and just talk a little Tyreek Hill, just some other things. But we're gonna be popping content out on that still pretty much on a weekly basis. Just getting you all kinds of fun little goodies. So check that out, and thank you for watching. We appreciate you guys, and we love you. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm RD.
We'll talk to you later. Deuces.